tower stands in Babylon, or is it in Shinjuku? Is the space existing before these very eyes reality, or is it imaginary? Either one's fine. It's essentially both. Particularly right now. Ishtar stands, grasping her rosary. That rosary shines along with her left eye.
今こそ一緒に行きましょう。
Although not noticed at first glance, he is standing back to back with Ishtar. The wind blows through their hair and the hems of their clothes. Before arriving there, the two of them mutually exchanged the information they'd obtained.
妹があの地下で眠っている。僕はムツキにおはようと言ってやらなくちゃならない。
じゃあムツキちゃんがレムちゃんのユーザーアヌンナキのシン？
弥生先生の話を真に受ける限りそうとしか考えられない。
ヒー、あなたはいつもそこにいたのね。なのに私は気づいてあげられなかった。
いや、今こうして会えたじゃないか。そう。そして僕らの目的は妹を救い出すこと。エニグマの中の眠り姫を目覚めさせること。力を貸してくれる？
もちろん。そのためにここまでやってきたんだから。レムちゃんは言ってた。自分はウーナでありヌルであるって。
なんだって？まさか。
そうよ。つまり
量子論か。コードが。
そうよ。だから一筋縄じゃいかないわよ。
ペネトレーション&デストラクションか。面白い。どちらが上か思い知らせてやろう。
多分エンリルとの死闘は免れないわ。でも
分かってるさ。ただし相手の出方次第だ。バビロンのメインコンピュータの名前はマルドゥーク。
マルドゥーク？それってバビロニア神話の主神の？
おまけにただのコンピューターじゃない。量子コンピュータなんだ。そしてそれは敵が所持してる。
油断しちゃいけないってことね。
なあ。未来の記憶？
ひなたくんはそれを感じたことがない？
ある。多分あれがそうだったんだ。何度もデジャブのような白昼夢を見た。世界が壊れるところ。それとムツキの目覚めた瞬間も。
ユミたちは未来から時間を遡ってやってきたの。同時に過去から下りながらも。
だとしたらあれは現実だったんだ。僕たちには希望がある。過去と未来の皆既月食。
ひょっとしたら2032年4月26日から2033年4月15日、そのほぼ1年の間をユミたちは無限にタイムトラベルさせられていたのかも。私たちは誰かによって混乱させられてた。2つの4月の月食、その未来と過去を重ね合わせることによってその誰かは何かを変えようとしてた。
そしてその起点となるべき2つの時間の中央に位置するのがこの。なるほどな。だがなぜこの時間ではなくてはならないのだ？
それは今日が2032年の10月19日だからよ。
サロス周期。今ここは現実と仮想世界が重なり合っている。どちらとも言えるしどちらでもないとも言える曖昧な世界だ。
過去と未来が重なりつつあるのと同じように。
そうだ。
つまり決戦の場はリアルのバビロンであると同時にバーチャルのバビロンでもあるってことね。
そういうことだな。だから敵はどちら側からも襲ってくる。精度を高めるために電脳をネットにつなぎながら攻める。できるな。 どうしたの？
ちょっと昔を思い出しちゃって。仲間がいなくなっちゃった日のこと。怖い。
大丈夫。僕がついてる。守ってあげる。必ず。
As for the girl in front of He right now, in Hinata's consciousness, he sees her as Mayumi, while in He's consciousness, he sees her as Ishtar. Ishtar looks up at the sky, the moon. The eclipse has started to begin. The final time is approaching. Real space and cyberspace have almost overlapped, as have the past and future. If that's the case, then the place they're headed for is... The alarm on He's Moon's age is set.
このままでは、この因果率のまま時間をたどれば、2033年4月15日午前4時11分の月食とともに、
Mutsuki will die. The world will be destroyed along with her. They don't know why, just that there's something they must do. That's why they've come so far.
さあ、行こうか。
ちょっと待って。
なんだ、おじけづいたのか？
違うわよ。言い忘れたことがあったのを思い出したの。生きてくれていてありがとう。
そっちもな。
To think that she's that same daydreaming girl. She seems beyond recognition. She must have gone through a nearly unspeakable hell of her own.
私たちずっと友達だよね。
友達？
もう約束したじゃない。指切りしたじゃない。あの時忘れたとは言わせないわよ。
ずっと友達だ。僕とユミは。
指切り天満、嘘ついたら針千本伸ばす。
ミア、忘れるはずがないさ。
兄ちゃんはどんなことがあっても私を特別扱いしないでね。約束だよ。
That's right, a precious promise. One that will never be forgotten again.
もう一つ約束してくれる？
俺が守れる約束だったらな。
守ってくれるよ、絶対に。っていうか、もし守ってくれなかったら承知しないからね。
どっちなんだよ。まあいいけどな。
うん。今度の約束はね、必ず生きて帰ってくる約束。
They gently wrap their pinkies around each other's. Ishtar's pinky is slightly warm, while He's is stiff and dry. He feels dampness and delicacy from her, and Ishtar feels dryness and strength from him.
玄満。
But a dark shadow falls over He's heart. He remembers the words Nergal told him after he took over. Nergal handed over the power of death to He. Death, the power to slaughter. Those were firearms, guns, programs, code breakers, computer viruses, Trojan programs, worms. In Nergal's account, Babylon's root authority. When they parted, Nergal asked He a question.
使徒は何だ？
生きてはいないことだ。
では生とは何だ？
死んではいないことだ。
そう。生と死は表裏一体だ。死があって生がある。生があって死がある。だがな、死を司るということは死を生と切り離してごく純粋な概念として支配するということだ。だから死を生に持ち込んではいけないし、生を死に持ち込んではいけない。この意味がわかるか？
わからない。
死を理解しろ。そして死を愛せよ。
He still doesn't understand the meaning of those words. I might not be able to keep my promise. He is thinking that. Suddenly, thick clouds appear out of nowhere. It seems they'll cover the moon soon. The full moon is enhancing their abilities. The hidden moon, lost light, a precious person lost. Is it anxiety? Is the moon not actually there? No. Even if these eyes are closed, the moon's light hasn't been lost.
行くぞ。
OK。
When the moon is completely covered, they begin their invasion of the building. It's probably in a state of high alert given the great number of guards in front of the building standing in their way. They're quite busy. It's only natural. Before long, Code will conduct a large-scale terrorism attack on them. No, wait. How can they infer that it's an attack from Code? Is there an insider? Without caring about that, he and Ishtar keep running, aiming for the front entrance.
どうするの？正面突破？
アホ。そんなことしたら増援を呼ばれるだけだ。見てろ。こうするのさ。
As he runs, he closes his eyes and concentrates. Just then, the many guards in front of them simultaneously twitch and then unsteadily stagger off somewhere.
どうなってんの？
電脳を乗っ取ったんだ。見てわからないのか？
乗っ取ったって、一度にあんなに大勢？
俺を誰だと思ってるんだ？
They run through without slowing a bit. Naturally, the entrance is tightly shut, but he doesn't try to stop his attack. He sticks his arms out and suddenly spreads them in opposite directions. A second later, the entrance's automatic doors are soundlessly thrown open. They then break into the building like a black gale. The inside is wrapped up in darkness.
任せて。
おお。
私を誰だと思ってるの？
足手まといにはならないようだなって思っただけだ。
何よ。
ちなみに。今のライティングで侵入がバレた。
嘘！
仕事が雑だぞ。
うっさいわね。見てなさいよ。軽く100倍にして返してやるから。
分かった分かった。じゃあお前は上だ。俺は下に行く。
え、別行動？
それだけ元気が有り余ってるなら平気だろう。
あいつを探すのね。
そうだ。ムツキの起こし方を知ってる人物。
Enlil. They both nod at each other, then run off in opposite directions like same-sided magnets. He descends the staircase while Ishtar ascends it. And thus begins the long night. Light shines forth from the hands of a black-clad woman, weaving itself into a luminescent geometric pattern enveloping her body.
私に正しき道を指し示したまえ。
The light scatters at the sound of her voice, revealing the true forms of the dummy walls and doors, just like magic. On another hand, at a certain place, fully armed officers are spreading to the left and right of the gate. The two closest to the gate make eye contact and nod. In an instant, they bring submachine guns to the ready and cram inside.
これは誰もいない。
All that greets them are the vestiges of destruction.
早急にヒーの現在位置を洗い出せ。
A man who appears to be their commander steps in after them and howls an order. In response to his voice, his subordinates mobilize in unison.
奴が目指す場所に一連の山の星がいるはずなんだ。
A woman gazes upon the status of those armed forces, a woman whose light attire is unfitting of such a suspicious battlefield, but whose gaze is as cold as ice. Eventually, she nods with some sort of conviction in her heart and disappears. The man rapidly fires his pistols blindly. blindly? No, that's not accurate. The man's aim is sound, silencing the worms slithering up stairways and through security passages with deadly accuracy. The man, with perhaps boundless certainty in his own skill, dashes through the passages without so much as a glance at its downed obstacles. The black-clad woman is knocked face down. The defense system has raised its standards in order to face her. She quickly regains her footing and starts muttering something to herself. This causes geometric patterns to float about her body. An orb of light flies forth from the black-clad woman's arms, tearing a large hole in the security system. The man also silently continues his assault. His target transmutes into photon dust without so much as a whimper and vanishes. All that can be heard in the otherwise silent air is the echoing of gunshots. The gallant swordsman mutters, Japanese sword in tow, a question that has been repeated ad infinitum, the answer to which still remains unfound. The black-clad woman leaps up in a full-body expression of joy. Indeed, her work here is done. None of the defense systems in her vicinity remain functional. Her spirit refreshed, the woman dashes off once more. The man silently runs behind her. Perhaps due to the black-clad woman's magic, or perhaps due to the man's lack of fear, there is nothing left to stand in the way of the man's path. The swordsman lets out a twisted scowl and firmly grasps the Japanese sword's scabbard. The woman whispers this as she comes to notice the black-clad man and woman's actions on the other side of a monitor. Her complexion pales with a shade of agony hitherto unseen on her face. Her line of sight suddenly shifts onto 3 crystal balls, each radiating with their own light.